Okay guys, we're back and we're here with Joy from Be The Difference Clothing. We're going to be sitting down today and picking her brain about her brand, her business, her inspiration, where she comes from, and hopefully we can get some good chat out of this whole situation. So why don't you start by introducing yourself, your brand, and where you're from, and just the inspiration that you had to start.
Okay. Well, my name is Joy. I'm from Be The Difference Clothing. I'm originally from Jersey City. I was born in Hoboken and now I'm in Jersey City. How I started my company is pretty much, I wanted to inspire people, and what influenced me was I saw somebody that was stuck in a backwards position and swaying, and obviously she was probably under some type of substance. Yeah. And as I drove away, I was like, hey, what else am I doing? I'm pretty sure people have empathy for the situation, but what can I do? And I said the best way I can contribute is by my words. So then I made a t-shirt called Addiction Kills the Family.
That's a really strong, bold statement. Ever since I heard it from the first time that you had originally told me, it just kind of stuck with me, because I just know so many people, you know, that are that applies to.
Well, I think that it's so general, because we think addiction only is encapsulated by drug abuse, but it definitely is a conversational piece. Yeah. So we can talk about addiction to pornography, we can talk about addiction to work, we can talk about addiction to our cell phones, addiction to the mirror. I mean, there's so many things that people can be addicted to. It's just unfortunate that the first thing that comes to mind would be substance abuse.
Yes, very true.
I just say anything that could possibly take away from family time could be an addiction. So that's why I say it could kill a family. Like, even the kids suffer from it. Yeah,
exactly. Even if it is something as like you said about your cell phone or something like that, that makes a lot of sense too, because especially these days that we're constantly on our phones, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're doing so much on there. You're like, here, you don't even know the kids eating the gum underneath the, you know, something and you didn't even see it. So, you know, there you go.
And then, like, too, you know, it goes even deeper. Like, look at how people, when you're having dinner, instead of disciplining the child, they'll just stick an iPad in front of them. It's like, talk. Like, we're human beings, let's talk,
let's interact.
Exactly.
Yes, but now that's like the way that parents, you know, do parent. You know what I mean? They give them the tablet, the next thing you know, they're all over the place on YouTube and stuff like that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to judge anybody for their parenting skills, but I think that we have to be more aware of what we're doing, and maybe, you know, then we'll be able to communicate more. Our children will probably be able to communicate better when they get older.
Well, I'm hoping that if there is a child that runs upon YouTube, they find this video.
Exactly.
And we can at least give ourselves a pat on the back for trying to give, trying to put out some, you know, positive and hopefully inspiring content to the world. So first, let's start. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Follow your dreams, which is perfect for the whole entire interview and everything that we're going to be talking about. So what was the next step in building Be The Difference? Or where did that name come from, actually, if you want to start there, Be The Difference?
Well, I had the grass is greener right here.
Oh, okay,
so then I had a friend of mine that I used to be really close with from church. And I was trying to pick names because I wanted to become more reliable to a consumer. And you know, I wanted my word to really mean something. So I incorporated, and I was like, well, what can I name the company? And I said, what about Be The Difference? And she was like, that's fine, but I was like, you don't think it's too long? Because you know how they say some companies shouldn't have such long names. She's like, no, that's fine. So that's how it was. I incorporated in 2013 of August. That's this month.
Oh yeah.
And
so then, happy 5-year anniversary.
Yeah. I did that in 2013, and that's how, you know, I registered, and that's how it all became.
Okay, great. I know for many years you've kind of been only putting a lot of emphasis on the brand. So is there any reason why you are coming out of the veil?
Well, I think a lot of people want to know who's really behind this. Like, you know, we want to see a face and basically just see what's going on, what the inner workings of your company is. And then also, you know, asking people or hiring people to do different things can sometimes become unreliable. So I said, you know what? Let me just do it myself. I hate cameras. And I just said, you know what? I have to step out, leap out on faith and just do it. So people will know how genuine and sincere I really am about trying to be as positive as possible. It's not always done the way I would like it to be done as far as me being positive. But, you know, I am human and I am a work in progress, and I'm trying every day to like be better. And so some days I get it, some days I don't. You know?
Well, is trying is the first step. So is there any, I know you wanted to start like your own YouTube channel that you're going to be doing, and that's kind of a part of your whole stepping out and everything like that. So we want to talk about what's going to be on the YouTube channel and what we can expect by subscribing and, you know, so on.
So you can catch some everyday shenanigans. Things that, like, because I'm a real goofy person. I like to joke around a lot. You know, a lot of people have become the butt of my jokes. As far as like my coworker can attest to that. Like I always do like practical jokes on her. And pretty much everybody. So like you'll see stuff like that. You'll see more interviews. I have a series called Our Lives Seen Through My Eyes. So I'm going to try to pick that up again. And you know, people who want to talk about different situations pertaining to addiction kills a family. Not necessarily, again, being that it has to be about substance abuse, but anybody who's a third party that can give you an outlook on what they feel. Because we always focus on the person who is going through the situation, but you never realize the people that are being affected and how that affects them probably more than the person that's under whatever is the addiction that they have. Very, very, very great. What was the first episode or it was done by a friend of mine named Michelle. Right now, if you can just all pray for her, she had her second brain surgery. And she had brain cancer. So, you know, I'm hoping that she'll pull through. You can catch her video on YouTube. That's the one that I have on my website. And you'll see, well, actually, I'm the one on the website now, but if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll definitely see her video and some other things that I've done.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna get any like you know, actual exclusive shirts or anything like that? Or
maybe it depends on how I feel that day. Maybe.
So where does were you ever like a writer or poem or poet or anything? I'm just wondering, like, where do these little quotes come from? Do they just kind of pop in your mind and then you just like putting that on the shirt?
They just pop up. It's like sometimes I don't know, the inspiration can come from anywhere, like people, things, God, you know, whatever the case may be. Like I just get it, and sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and just have to write stuff down so I can post in the morning. You know, so like I try to post every day on my Instagram positive messages or quotes that I don't know where they come from sometimes. I'm just so surprised sometimes. And I'm like, oh, that was good.
That's funny. That's good. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see be the difference being in the next 3 to 5 years, let's say? Dream high. Go ahead.
Right now, it's gonna branch off into visual, audio. It's definitely there's gonna be a book.
Oh, I like that.
I'm gonna finish it up. Actually, it's finished. I just need to get it published, and then it'll be available on ebooks probably in the next few weeks or so. And then just maybe some motivational speaking. I've done it with a few kids at schools and stuff like that. So anything just to encourage people, wherever that wind may go in the next 3 or 5 years, even tomorrow, that's where it's going to be.
So have you ever, I guess like as a child or in your school years, were you like involved in this kind of stuff? Like were you like, you know, you're always trying to be positive? Is it something that just happened with, you know, experience and life, and you just said, I'm trying to just, you know, be the difference in the world? Or where did that exactly come from for you? Like, is there a teacher or that one moment at the playground or something that kind of you can pinpoint that you'd like to share?
I would say like people were always depending on me to like when they were down. They could always depend on me to like.
Well, your name is Joy, so that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I guess.
You're supposed to bring the joy.
I guess, but you know, when you have that kind of, you know, people relying on you, you kind of just, that probably set the tone for me. Then, you know, my parents were always good to me. We traveled a lot. They instilled a lot of good qualities. Just simple things like that. And then also I think it comes from within, you know. I think that has always been something, a part of me where I was just always trying to be better. For myself, not just to be better than anyone else, just to be a better person. Because when I look at people sometimes I can see the hurt. And so if a smile can make their hurt a little less, then you know, I think if we look deeper into people versus just the outward exterior, then you'll see like there's a lot more to a person, and there's a lot more we can do to help each other. So I, based on those things, that's how I pretty much
just kind of got that's great. Why don't we talk about your socks? Because I know that like a big part of your, you know, Be the Difference clothing is your socks. And I have some socks. I have a couple pair that I've purchased throughout, you know, the time that I've, you know, was connected to Be the Difference. So why don't we just talk about the socks? I know that they're like, you know, basically like a collector's piece.
Exactly.
So, you know, why don't you just explain like the whole process behind that?
Okay, so I expanded into socks because t-shirts alone can't really carry everything. But then it also helps me to be even creative on a daily basis, because if I only have 12 pair, then I definitely have to keep on coming up with something else.
Exactly.
And I work with a great artist. Her name is Anna. She helps me with that, and then they print it up for me. But you know, every day is something different. A lot of it, I've turned a lot of my t-shirts into socks. And then just different ideas. Sometimes people will inspire me and say, oh, you should do this. And then I'll add my little flavor to it. Even the greatest part about it is that it's broken down into 12 colors and 12. And so when they're sold out, they're never made again. So they really are individual inspirational pieces that are collector's items. And, you know, I figured through clothing, that's the only way we can be the individuals. So it's kind of like, I want to give back something, you know, so that makes clothing unique.
I love that. I love the socks. They're really good quality too. Yes, they don't fade out. I've washed them a few times and they still got the vibrant colors.
Nice, nice, nice.
So yeah. So is there anything else that you want to share with us today? Just, you know. Oh, actually I wanted to talk a little bit about just your I know I probably had we had an interview before where I asked you, and I like to ask a lot of people about just like their tips and tricks and things like that for people that are, you know, beginners, or, you know, maybe just sketching something in their room and don't know where to start and stuff like that. And I hope that, you know, these types of interactions and these interviews and things like that can kind of get people to be the difference in their own way, you know. So if there is any, you know, your top 3 advice that you could give to anyone, whether it be young, old, whoever.
I mean, number one, you're never too young to start. Like, even if you're 7 years old, if you have a business idea or any idea, go for it. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. So that's number one. Number 2, it's always good to have people that are gonna support you. And I mean, like, you know, help you not give up, and also contribute to what you're trying to do. Not necessarily monetarily, but just like, hey, maybe you could do it this way, you could do it that way. That's number 2. And number 3, I would say definitely stick to your plan and make sure you go through the proper channels to make sure it is actually a plan that can move into action. So be serious about what you want to do. Like, if you really want to pursue anything in life, just be serious about it and try to go for it, no matter how hard you have to work and how long it takes, because if it's for you, it's gonna work out.
That is very true. I remember when in our last interview you had the shirt, paycheck is not a passion. So I always like that one too, because there's so many people that are working their regular, you know, 9 to 5 jobs or however, and they may have this inspiration in them or this creativity, and they just don't know how to do it, and they kind of get stuck in those moments and stuff like that. And then, but sometimes people feel like, well, I'm just gonna do it this one way because this is like tried and true, you know. Right. So I'm not gonna go and spend time trying to be a, you know, artist or something like that when I gotta wake up tomorrow. I'd rather do that. But if your passion is not there, then you're always gonna have the somber face at work, you know.
I mean, it doesn't. So, that shirt actually is a deep meaning. It's a great conversational piece. I've had a lot of different conversations with people about it, but it's not necessarily bad mouthing or bashing people who choose to work a 9-to-5. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're doing your job the best that you can, there's nothing wrong with that. But there are a few people who really should be doing something else. Yeah. But are stuck in that whole mindset that, well, if I don't work, then I won't eat. If I don't eat, then I won't have anywhere to live. But I feel like if you follow your passion, all of those things will come to you. Yeah. And it'll make way for whatever it is.
If you feel like you're supposed to be the manager of this company and that's how you feel good and that's what it is, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you feel like you're supposed to be, you know, a dancer or wherever the case may be, then you should, you know, try to do that too, you know.
Yeah, if it keeps on itching you, then just do it. Like I always wanted to be an actress. That's a little tidbit. And somehow, like, the dream never went away. I just ended up doing business instead, but I still do different things with acting from time to time. It's like, it may not be my primary thing now, but if it were to become one, then that's fine. But you know, I really am happy doing what I'm doing now with the inspiration. I feel like it's necessary, it's needed. People are crying for positive things, people are crying for change, and people are crying for love, more importantly. And if I could show love in whatever way I can, and I think that we can be better humans. Like, it's always been about love, and it's never gonna stop being about love. And I think that's one thing that we don't talk about a lot.
Yeah. That was great. I need to follow it up with. So is there anything else that you wanted to say before it is that we kind of close it out?
Yeah, well, please, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Please follow her, subscribe to her YouTube, subscribe to mine. Just follow me on Instagram at BTDLLC. You can catch me on Facebook as well at BTDLLC. And please, you know, go on the website, purchase something. You know, a lot of what you purchase from me, I do donate to charity. And it's not because I felt like I needed to, I wanted to. And I donate to Hayden's Heart. It's a charity that raises awareness for babies with congenital heart disease. Another tidbit, I love babies. I love squeezing them up. I love holding them, burping them, you know, whatever it is. But, you know, my driving force to make sales is because I know the more I sell, the more I can donate to my charity. So that's another thing that I like to do. So, you know, support the cause. Like, if you really are interested in following your dreams or doing something positive, it's when you wear our clothes, it's not only helping you, but it's also a trifold effect. It's helping other people who may need that encouragement at the time. You never know, your words actually can change things. And you know, clothing is something that people see all the time. And as a visual thing, if it can subliminally help you in whatever you need to do, then that's the purpose. So, like, you know, it's more so about you than me. So that's really what it is.
No, I always, even when I saw when I first met you in the one of your vending, you know, things that you were doing, all of the socks are very vibrant. All of the sayings are so cute, and they're just like sweet, short, to the point. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate what you're doing for the community and just for everyone. And it's interviews like this and people like this that we try to connect us all here, right? Yeah, and with Around the Way Connections. And yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram at aroundtheway_connections. Everything's spelled the way it's supposed to be spelled, because you know, people get creative. My Twitter is at irisbloom_ATWC, and Facebook Around the Way Connections as well. And you can catch our first article, our first interview is on irisbloom.org as well. Okay, thank you.
I absolutely want to thank everyone who's helped me make Be the Difference who it is. My dad, who's always out there helping me at events. People like yourself who support me continuously, not only with just purchasing things, but just saying kind words. Thank you for those who are watching. I just couldn't be where I am without people's help. And it's like, you know, there's more people that have helped, my photographers that have helped me. It's just a lot of people, and never ever think that I've been doing this by myself, because it's never ever been by myself. And I'll never be able to live without saying thank you. So thank you very much for having me.
No problem. That's a really important tidbit, because, you know, in doing any of this stuff, you really need a team. There's like no way. There's no one that's doing it by themselves, 100% by yourself, because you need someone to hold the camera. You need someone to help you bring up, you know, all your socks or whatever. You need someone to help with all that kind of stuff. So, you know, of course, it's always good to shout those people out. Exactly. And you're very welcome.
Thanks. See you later.